So for those who came after I talked about it, it is the Feast of San Gennaro. Saint Januarius or San Gennaro was a bishop in the early church. So we don't really know a lot about him, but we think that he was executed during Emperor Diocletian's, I don't even know what word I want to use. Persecution, okay. But there has been a lot of legends, subsequent legends about San Gennaro, and he's the patron of Naples.
I would say Casa Gubbio really began as a mission within Peter, within his heart, a real desire to really do the work that he already has been doing through the recovery community, through the gift of his home and opening his home to provide opportunities, especially I think for groups and for individuals who may never grace the sanctuary of a church. And when I say grace, I don't mean that's a better place than here, because that's not at all what I mean by that. But one of the really beautiful things that happens is that when you invite people into your home and you gather around a table, and that is a sacramental table, and it is a place where people can come, they can share what is going on in their lives, and really be able to share from a depth of who they are. There is such beautiful healing that happens there.
Something special happens every time I come here. It's not necessarily about the feast we're celebrating or the topic that we're discussing. It's just something special happens being around the table together and just sharing the experience.
So I'd originally heard about these gatherings during COVID. People were getting together on Zoom, some of my mutual friends, and I always wondered how I got an invite to these parties. So I remember when they went back in person, and my friend Bob, who does not drive, was invited, and Peter asked if I wanted to come also. So I've really enjoyed these gatherings. I was christened a Catholic when I was a baby, but I knew nothing about the Catholic Church and the history and so forth. So I find it very interesting to hear the different history and stories. So that's what I enjoy about these get-togethers.
And I left to go to New York for about 15 years, and I realized the journey wasn't happening anymore, and I needed to come back. And when I came back, I saw that Peter at Casa Gubbio had developed this whole spiritual group, which is wonderful. And to just be, I realized the journey isn't valuable unless you're with the right companions. So these are the right companions here, and although I'm not Catholic, I'm Unitarian, I find value in different faiths and people who have faith, and it's a spirituality that is deeper than a specific religion.
Good evening. I'm Bob, and I love to come to this gathering because wherever people of kindred spirit gathered in His name, there He is also. And that's just the religious aspect of it. And then there is the fellowship aspect of it, because when you have a table fellowship, a meal shared, it brings a lot of community together and kindred spirits, and so I just love that atmosphere.
So we come here and we gather, and there are gay people and straight people and people in recovery and people who've never had a problem with alcohol or drugs, men, women, gay, straight, black, white, the body of Christ is, I guess, how easily they were described. And everyone is welcome.
And now we turn our attention to the sacrament that we are about to share. And we offer to God the bread and the juice that we will share. We say, blessed are you, loving God of all creation. Through your goodness, we have this bread and this juice to share, which the earth has provided, human hands have prepared. May they become for us our spiritual food and drink.
Blessed be God
Blessed be God forever.